building her thoughts into reality, constructing a long-lasting legacy, with a structure so pristine. Every hall and every room is fit for a queen. Hemera Butterfly, the builder, the second day queen. Born Squeg 1, 24 AM. Died Squatuk 60, 104 AM. Reigned 46 AM, 67 AM. Married to Roman Kais. Children Cosmica Butterfly. Hemera was born on a sunny day, Squeg 1, 24 AM, to Queen Estellaria Butterfly and King Jet Butterfly. She had light blue eyes from her paternal grandfather, black hair from her father, and pink pyramids on her cheeks. She clearly inherited some of her father's Adamenian features on her face, most notably her eyes. From early childhood, Hemera expressed interest in two things, astrology and magic. Hemera liked to look through her mother's telescope when she studied the sky as much as possible, and enjoyed looking for constellations in the sky. As for magic, her mother allowed her early training with the wand, and she soon showed prowess in that field. One of the young princess's favourite activities was to play hide and seek with her mother and grandmother around the castle. She soon became quite good, and eventually overtook her whole family in doing so. Hemera secretly engaged in rebellious activities with her friends as she grew older, but at the time they broke into an orchard to steal some of her favourite apples. She also had a thirst for learning, and this, combined with her prowess in magic, resulted in her being sent to Adame to study at the Horseshoe Institute of Magic. At this time, she stayed with her cousins and aunt and uncle in Adame. Hemera studied rigorously at school and came top of her class in creation. She soon received news of the birth of her sister, Nox, and then her brother, Knightley. Hemera neared her 14th birthday and was sent home to inherit the wand. She instantly struck a chord with her siblings, who were delighted to meet their older sister. When Hemera received the wand, it turned into a spiritual symbol of an unknown dimension. Hemera's magical prowess furthered upon her return to her studies, and she was yet more talented now. The princess did have several suitors in Adame, but none were really known. Hemera also learnt of a mighty civilization that erected entire buildings without magic, and was fascinated by them. Hemera also became smitten with Adamenian fashion, and dressed like a native. The princess honorably graduated in 42 AM, and returned home in Adamenian formal dress. The family was shocked by her appearance, but allowed her to wear these fashions in summer. One time, the princess caught her brother Knightley going through her jewellery. Knightley was panicked, thinking she'd get upset, but she simply taught him how to properly wear the jewellery and taught him about Adamenian men's fashion. The prince and princess would have frequent parties dressed in Adamenian fashion, and practiced magic together. Hemera started to pursue a relationship with Roman Kais, a nobleman who became her best friend during her studies in Adame. The princess was already formulating her plans to build great structures in Mewni when she gained the crown, and drew detailed pictures of her projects in a journal. Princess Nux was often unresponsive to her sister, but always turned to her in a time of need, which comforted Hemera, who was sometimes concerned that her sister disliked her. Soon, Hemera inherited the crown, and promised in a speech that she would bring great things to her country with pride. Hemera and Roman had a very public courtship, often publicly cuddling or affectionately nicknaming each other. They were also the first royals to dance at the Star's Night celebration. This would later evolve into the Lonely Star Ball. Hemera suffered a depression when her grandmother, Urania, passed in 44 AM, but she continued with her projects undeterred. Shortly after Hemera married Roman, she set about expanding the castle, as she wished for more space. The workers were well paid, fed, and accommodated. During this time, the royal family lived in Mr. and Mrs. Ravenwood's home. During this time, Hemera fell pregnant with an heir, and on Spring X 20, 46 AM, she gave birth to a girl called Cosmica, who had her father's brown hair and yellow eyes. She bore yellow 6-pointed stars on her cheeks. When the castle was finished, Hemera erased a portion of the workers' memories to keep the castle secrets. After this, Hemera set her eyes on reform after reform, and project after project. She constructed solariums, a great library, the royal archive, I formed the first proper justice system of Mewni. Hemera playfully supported her child's rebellious nature, although this often brought her into conflict with Nux. After the Mewni library was constructed, Hemera decided to spend more time with her family, and lavish Cosmica with her attention and all the luxuries she could afford. A conflict started in the family as Nux started to pressure her sister into marrying off Cosmica to her eldest son Apollo. Hemera was disgusted by this idea and nightly sided with his eldest sister on the matter. This was a bad move and it angered Nux's husband, Helios. Hemera was known for being a completely supportive mother, and was even more supportive when Cosmica decided to dance with Pixar herself, a squire's son, rather than a nobleman's son, at her Lonely Star ball. When Cosmica inherited the royal wand, Hemera found herself battling against Helios even more. This was a harbinger of things to come, as when Cosmica turned 18, her father drank some wine made with Pixar and almost died from shadeberry poison. Nux and her family were exiled from the kingdom, and Hemera became depressed because her sister had wanted Cosmica to drink the poison instead. Under normal circumstances, Nux and Apollo would have been put to death. Hemera passed the crown on to Cosmica in 68 AM and was happy that her daughter found her calling in adventure. Hemera lived the rest of her days after Cosmica and Pixar's marriage quietly in Adame with her husband. She came over to the kingdom often, though, like for the birth and marriage of her granddaughter Palaria. Hemera died peacefully in 104 AM, 4 years after her husband. Her legacy was built to last forever.